Good morning or afternoon. Today we're looking at number 8, Merrily We Roll Along. This song should sound familiar, but before we get to that, this one has a long and sort of confusing story. This was originally written by Sarah Joseph Hale in 1830 as Mary Had a Little Lamb. Mary Joseph Hale was a teacher who had a student named Mary, who, a lamb, followed that student to school and tried to follow her right into the classroom. Ms. Hale made the student take the lamb outside, but the lamb stayed there all day and waited for Mary at the end of the school day. There was a woman named Mary who was 70 years old who came forward later and claimed to be the original Mary, but there wasn't any real proof to back that up. Later, in 1867, Edwin Christie, who was an awful man, published a song called Good Night Ladies, which sounds very similar to Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Merrily we roll along, roll along, roll along. Merrily we roll along o'er the deep blue sea.
So clearly this uses the same melody as Mary Had a Little Lamb. To make things even a little bit more confusing, in 1935, a song came out as the theme song for Merry Melodies, which eventually became Looney Tunes, called Merrily We Roll Along. So it's similar, but not exactly the same. But for our purposes, I'm going to pretend that today's song is called Mary Had a Little Lamb. So looking at it, it's actually pretty simple. It goes predictably as you would think. The things to look out for are, of course, the dynamic markings and the accents. So you have 2 accents, so make sure those come out. French horns, you'll be happy to know that in Book 2, the songs don't quite jump around as much as they did in Book 1 for you. So you should be playing the same melody that everyone else is playing in this one. And percussion, flam taps should be pretty simple.